Who is it? I'm still hungry after all that pizza.
It's the pizza guy. I have your pizza.
Hold on. I just ate 2 pizzas. I don't remember ordering more.
Is this 213 Pepperoni Drive?
Yep. You know I am hungry. Maybe I was dreaming that I ate pizza. How much is it?
$25.31.
You take credit cards or checks?
Sorry, no, just cash.
Damn, and I'm so hungry.
Listen, lady, I tell you what, this is the last delivery on my route. What say you let me hang here for a while and you can have the pizza for free?
I do have a boyfriend.
No, man, I just want to hang for a while, to talk some.
Well, I guess it's okay. I feel like I haven't eaten for days.
My name's Ernie.
Name's Sue. You like football?
Not really. I was thinking maybe we could talk about life.
Whoa, I'm not really into life and stuff.
Listen, I had a dream the other day, and it confused the hell out of me. I couldn't think of anyone I can talk to about it, so I thought I'd run it by you, you know, for the price of a pizza. What do you say?
Sure.
Well, first of all, I have to mention another dream I had as a child, about 6 years old. I had eaten a bunch of pizza that night, just before I went to sleep, and then I woke. Well, I thought I woke to the walls moving, waving back and forth, and they were yelling at me in a sorta spooky way, saying, "This is my room. Get out of here, go away." And it was like all the walls were talking together, telling me over and over again to leave my own room.
That just sounds spooky. Maybe someone died in your room, and their ghost was still there.
Maybe. Anyway, I did leave my room and went out to the dark living room. I jumped on the couch and looked out of the living room window. Up in the dark sky I saw little people, but they weren't real people. They were like old video game characters and symbols, all up in the sky, but those kind of video games weren't even invented yet, but it was all so clear. I mean, I never saw anything like it again until many years later when I played video games. Anyway, that always stayed with me, like it was a message from the sky, maybe from God.
Sounds like a cool dream, except for the talking walls.
Yeah, the sky part was cool. I think it helped me get my mind off of the walls. Anyway, in the dream I had last night, I was delivering pizza to some guy. It was my last delivery for the night, just like yours. The guy tells me I'm dead. Well, that doesn't make any sense, so it had to be a dream, and he tells me that it's his job to help me enter the afterlife.
Was his name Peter?
I don't really know what his name was, but I figure I'm not going to stick around to hear this loony bin spout off, so I start to leave. Next thing I know, I'm in my own apartment, and this fruitcake is there with me. I was very confused. He told me not to worry, just to listen. He still had the pizza box in his hands. He opened it and handed me a slice, and I was very hungry, just like you were, so I sat down and ate it.
I'm not eating my pizza because this Xtra normal software won't let me eat for free.
This guy tells me that I can eat all the pizza I want now. He said in the afterlife you can eat all you want and never get fat. He said you can feel full if you want, but you never get fat. I liked that, so I took another piece of pizza. I figured I was either dead or having a dream, so I might as well enjoy myself. Anyway, he tells me that he is a member of the Eternal Society, an afterlife group, and that he is a debriefer. He told me that it is millions of years later, after I died, and scientists had figured out how to resurrect people and they had resurrected me. I asked him how, and he told me, all this crap I swear I never heard before. He said that before the scientists could even start to consider bringing people back to life, they had to think of all the things that could go wrong. They had to brainstorm everything, like, what would the consequences of resurrection be? How would the resurrected react to being resurrected? Where would the resurrected live? What would the resurrected do for all eternity? And who really would they be resurrecting?
That's a lot of questions. How could you remember all of that?
I don't know. The dream was just so clear. Anyway, this guy said that somehow their scientists did answer all the questions by using the same information they used to bring us back. He said they invented these things called eternal scanners and trace source harvesters and ran all the information from them through their supercomputers.
I wish I had a computer.
Yeah, anyway, he said they were able to access every single thing ever written or said in every language, even stuff that had been burned or destroyed.
Cool. My parents lost all our family pictures in a house fire.
Yeah, you'd be able to see that all again. Anyway, he said their first big invention was called the team cell structure, and accelerated trial and error machine using a science they called combinational physics.
Combinational physics. Do you know anything about physics?
I don't, but this guy in my dream sure did. He said the team cell machine was this huge device that anyone could contribute to. He said that anyone who wanted could build a small experiment in a special small module, or they could contribute a large experiment made up of as many of these modules as the person needed. Then the modules would just be added to this huge moving massive modules and the experiment would interact with other experiments. He said that the machine was actually a speedy evolution machine, because it was doing the same thing in months and years as evolution would have done in millions and billions of years.
Something like that would speed things up. It sounds like fun too. I wonder if they can do football and chick experiments.
I think they could do any experiment they wanted to. The driver said that their supercomputer was actually just a team cell machine that used circuit and program modules that had been donated by team cell members.
Why would anyone do that?
The guy said that progress was actually destroying the fabric of society.
What do you mean?
The guy said that the fabric of society was actually a bad thing, a wolf in sheep's clothing, and that was why society always reverted back to ignorance.
That's too deep. Speaking of deep, do you have any deep dish in your car?
No, sorry. Anyway, the guy also mentioned something called time scooping. He said that we first learned how to time scoop in the 21st century. He said that someone figured out how to make light go faster than the normal speed of light. Then someone else was able to bounce that light off of planets and asteroids and detect information that had been transmitted before and after the fast light had returned. That let scientists collect data from the past. The faster they made the light, the farther back scientists could go, collecting data as they bounce fast light off of every object in space.
Cool.
Yeah, and they also learned how to do amazing scans using fast light. They learned how to scan objects in the past. He said they could also scan any object at a subatomic level. The guy said time scooping and time scanning were the first important trace sources they had. Trace sources were bits of information they compared to bring people back to life, exactly like they had been before they died.
That's a bunch of information.
Yeah, and he said they also used genetic mapping as a trace source. He said our genetic memory has recorded every detail of the life of each and every person's ancestor within subquark particles of DNA. So, anyway, they cross-referenced all the trace sources to create a perfect record of everything that ever was or ever happened.
Damn. You think I can remember everything that ever happened to my grandparents or my parents before I was born? Hell, I'd be happy to remember everything that happened in my own life, I think.
That's what the guy in my dream said. He said you'd actually be able to relive past experiences, even in third person. The guy also said that there were billions of things to do forever. He said we would have the ability to self-induce a reversible amnesia and do anything and everything we ever wanted to do in the state of euphoria that kind of resembled a machine they had on that show Star Trek, you know, the holodeck.
Oh yeah, I'd love to own one of those things.
Anyway, that was my dream. I actually remember almost everything he said. I woke up this afternoon, went to work, delivered my pizzas, and that's about it. What do you think happened, Sue? Do you think maybe I'm dead or crazy?
I think it was a message from someone in the future. They wanted to warn you about something.
Why would they want to warn me about a perfect afterlife?
I don't think it's perfect. I mean, after all, where is hell for Bin Laden and Hitler or Dick Cheney?
I asked the guy the same thing. He said that you are resurrected with a healed empathy for others. He said resurrected villains actually have to suffer, remembering everything they ever did, with empathy, with all the pain they had inflicted on others. He said that all cruelty and evil was a mental disorder, so once it was healed it was gone.
What about people who are pure evil? I mean, once you remove their evil, there really isn't much left.
I think that's it. I mean, people who are pure evil do sort of disappear in the afterlife. All that is left is who they could have been if they hadn't been so sick.
So, you mean the more good you do, even if you have evil thoughts, the more of you is resurrected?
That must have been one of the warnings in my dream.
And the more help you get for your mental disorders, the less evil you'll do.
Sounds about right. I think there is something else I learned in the dream. I think you can actually care more for others than you think you can, especially if you know carelessness is a disease.
And the more you reflect on the harm you've done now, the less it will hurt in the afterlife.
Hey, that sounds good.
I wonder how you can tell others.
Well, I could write a short story, maybe turn it into an extra normal video.
That'd be cool. Here, have another piece of pizza for the road.
Thank you.
Hey, what about a video game dream you had?
I was just thinking about how pizza and a video game could help get all this off my mind right now. I mean, it's a lot to deal with, like spooky walls telling you to get the hell out of your own room.
Don't eat too much. Bye.
Goodbye.